the like that verse. No, nobody answered that.
Mm.
Push-ups
slaps.
right. Push-ups is Drake's round one. If this was battle rap, Drake goes first, right? And we all know with battle rap, it really depends on who goes first and who goes last. The you know when Jay-Z got on stage and said X Nas, he don't want it with Hove. That was like that. That's what the like that verse was. That was me calling you out and starting to say, let's get into a battle, right? So round number one is push-ups, and Drake answered first. Round number one is Euphoria. That is Kendrick's answer to push-ups, and he beat that. Round 1.5 is, what was the name of the Drake verse with Pac?
Tailor Made.
Round 1.5 is Tailor Made and 616. He bodied that with 616. There's no discussion. So theoretically, if he beats, because there's 3 rounds in a battle, right? There's 3 rounds. If you win 2, you won. So this next round 2 that Drake drops is gonna be a haymaker, more than likely. It's gonna be something that you niggas could twerk to. And then K Dot has to come in to follow up. And if he decisively bodies him in round number 2, there's no need for a 3, because in battle rap, that once you 2-0, let's just see if he's gonna 3-0 him. But once you up 2, it's a wrap, and he's up 1.5.
Right.
Let me ask y'all: is Drake one of the greatest of all time when it comes to this hip hop thing?
Yes, he's one of the greatest pop stars of all time.
Hip hop. No, don't dodge the question, Red. Is Drake one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time?
I'm gonna let Blue answer that first.
Oh, Red,
don't shirk it. You answer.
I say yes. I say yes.
I would say
yes.
Hip hop is the culture, rap is the music, right? He exemplifies, tenets of the culture. But I'm a little, I'm that's a tricky one, man. That's a tricky one, because I would say there's no artist that we can identify outside of, I don't know, who could really fit the mold of hip hop. He created a new genre called hip hop. We have to re-examine if this is all hip hop. This is hip hop. This is really popular culture. This is a blending of singing, harmonizing, rapping, and but it is hip hop. So he is one of the greatest hip hop artists. Let me go there.
Yeah, I literally been.
They said he is a scam artist.
Yes. Is Will Smith one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time?
I don't think so. No, not in my opinion.
Okay.
Blue, you want to answer that, or you want me to go on, Blue? You got.
Oh no, I definitely want to answer that.
Yeah. Is he one of the goats?
I have,
in our culture,
observed the gentleman from the very beginning. I've been writing about him since, his inception. And I must say that from then to now, he has accomplished some monumental feats as a hip hop artist. So we're speaking about his artistry, right? His ability to create art. It is by far one of, yes, that he has amassed one of the greatest catalogs and achieved some of the highest feats. And in a career that this individual has been able to manifest through time. Now he's caught in his art, because at some point, you have to be able to separate the art that you do from the person that you are. And I think that he's just at that particular point in time that you get lost sometime, in your own narrative, and you just get lost in the art. I think that he's that good of an artist that he's lost himself in his art, and he's lost, who Aubrey is. And this is what Kendrick is reminding him of, that yes, you are an actor and an artist, and you have achieved the pinnacle, of what operating in blackface. He comes from them people who, that's how they set it off. He has achieved it in acting and in rap, because remember, and in music, he didn't just stop acting to go and do entertainment. He took the acting with him into entertainment, because that's how he left Degrassi. Yes, he left on the wheelchair Jimmy Brooks wanting to go into music. You know what I'm saying? And then they fed him a year or two later as an artist. And again, I was a gatekeeper in the industry at that time when he first came through with the tape in 07, 08. And I only say that because I was at Epic, but I heard the tape before um so far gone. And he was a super nice backpack rapper
He
where he
was.
actually had elements of consciousness in him. And I made at least 2 or 3 phone calls on his behalf around the industry to see if people was willing to sign him because he was mad nice as a backpack rapper in like 07, 08. You know, when I was in position with the Nipsey situation. And then he had got on all the way to the point where he got to even link with Nipsey and they made a song called Killer. So I was like, okay, he's in the game just before Wayne. So I've seen this individual like before all of that come through in the way that he was able to put on that persona because he's still the dude that came from Degrassi and
But
he walked himself all the way through. I was telling somebody earlier, I was like, you know, I got a picture floating around where I was in VIP with Drake, Kanye, and Amber Rose, and there was another shorty. I forgot which one, because Ye was with Amber Rose and Drake was with our homegirl. Damn, who was her homegirl? I can't remember that last part of the equation, but nonetheless, you know, yeah. His artistry,
Blue.
he's yeah.
You know, one of our goats, they say, was also an actor and brought acting into hip hop. One of the greatest of all time, Tupac. I'm not saying I believe it, but he
No,
gets accused a
both of
lot
them.
of being an
Big,
actor
big,
and
big
not and
and
trying
pop.
to be what's the dude from Bishop? And
Bishop.
trying to
Yo,
bring
He
Bishop.
was in
So
character.
shout
yeah,
out to
so
A.A.
I'm
Rashid,
not saying he
right?
was. I'm not saying I believe that. I'm not saying that, but a lot
Shout
of
out
Look,
people will
A.A.
say that.
Rashid. Hold on. A.A. Rashid will tell you direct narratives about Fat Chris, who's Christopher Wallace or B.I.G. He was in character. That
Who
wasn't that.
big? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
he was in character. His mom said he was a teddy bear. Everybody that know him know that he was a teddy bear.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was character. And the
Well, he was
same with Pop.
Big wasn't acting like a tough guy, right? He wasn't.
He
Big
was
wasn't
acting
acting
like
like
a
a
Bro,
tough
big
he's
guy.
Willie. He
considered a
was acting
gangster
like
A
a
big
rapper.
Charles
Will. Okay.
Kingston, and his mama didn't know him for selling crack at all. He was selling. He was a hand-in-hand hustler, selling shit out of an abandoned building where you stick your hand out of fucking hole and give people dime
Yeah.
bags. He wasn't a big
Yeah.
Willie. He wasn't a boss. That's why when Jay-Z comes along, who lived down the block and whatnot, he took the persona or the character of a bigger than a hand-to-hand hustler, a Willie. So all rappers are in character. I mean, that's their persona. Nobody is, even the minute you put a name on the minute you say I'm Marshall Mathers and now I'm Eminem theoretically is a character. You're not Eminem in the house, bruh. So all of these artists are characters. Everybody on the internet is a character. Okay. Hey, everybody got a mask on. Everybody's in character. So let's stop making character seem like that's a flaw. Everybody's in character. I'm not, hold on. Everybody's in
Hey,
character.
well, let me ask you this: why do y'all think Drake was so bold? I just mentioned Tupac as being one of the goats. He's a god in hip hop. He's hip hop god royalty, god tier rapper. What would make Drake so bold to dig up a dead artist that has passed away, one of our hip hop gods, one of our goats, and use him in a diss record against the LA dude, and also use Snoop Dogg's voice in the same? Don't you think that take a lot of balls? That's like mighty disrespectful to not only the living, but to the arrogance to the deceased, to the family of Tupac. I mean, that's a level of, I don't know how to describe that.
Entitlement.
What gave him that audacity?
Right.
What gave him that audacity?
And no disrespect to none of my Canadians out there. It's all love. I'm gonna see y'all at the border. Hey, give me a hug. But the man is tone deaf.
Well, what you
That's
mean?
what they're talking about in these songs.
Okay.
It's a glaring example of his tone deafness, right? In the middle of a battle where you're being accused. I mean, we don't know why everybody don't like him. We don't know why they say we don't trust you no more, but I promise you that he does. You understand? There's nobody who somebody is at war with and they don't know why they at war with them. He knew from the gate that the conflict had to do with this nigga's entitlement, the fact that he's tone deaf, he can't read the room about certain things. He was getting too big-headed. He began to think that he could do just anything, and he's out here collecting artifacts like infinity stones and desecrating them of the culture. He melted down.
He bought Tupac ring, right?
He bought Tupac ring. That's where Kendrick was like, I wish. He was like, I'm about to double the wage because there's no way a Canadian dude is gonna have Pac rolling in his grave. Because what he's doing is he's wearing a ringer. He's wearing Pac's ring with fingernail polish.
Oh man. Oh man.
So you see the tone deafness in it all. Pac is a revolutionary. Pac was about a certain type of thing. Pac went to war against Diddy and Bad Boy because he seemed was too effeminate.
Right.
Pac was standing on certain type of morals in his character. I don't care if he had long eyelashes in real life. In his character, he was like, I'm standing up for men. I'm on my Mike Tyson-ish. You feel me? Right. I'm not gonna be on the wrong side of history. I'm not going metrosexual. And others did, right? Others did. That was the first conflict that you saw going down in this industry where people were wrestling. It was a battle of the ages. This is the same battle right here. If he takes down Kendrick, or Lord forbid something happens where violence is entered into this equation, then it's all gonna go haywire, right? But I promise you, you gotta understand who you dealing with when it comes to the sixth God. The people who are invested in him, his people, and what they play dirty. They play dirty. If you back them up against the wall, and it seems like he's about to lose it all, he's gonna pull a dirty one. So
let me yeah, Brad. Now I'm gonna say something. I'm sorry to cut you off, Brad. Somebody had wrote this comment. I just want to bring spirituality into the conversation real quick tonight and get your opinions on it. Both of y'all being from Brooklyn. This brother said he bought Tupac ring to conjure up his spirit on some necromancy shit. I seen an interview recently. I think it was Beanie Siegel, where he said Hove, when he went in the booth, he threw on Big's Jesus piece. And once he threw on Big G, he would, he started mumbling to himself, and he ain't writing nothing down. Now we all know that was Big's thing, not writing nothing down. So here comes Jay. He wears the jewelry, which has some of the energy Big on it, and is able to do the same thing.
Right.
Fast forward, Drake gets Tupac ring. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me about what is this about for people who may not know how the spirit thing work, where you wearing jewelry and all of a sudden, you emulating the person that's jewelry that used to belong to.
Look, they tell you don't leave your comb in nobody's house. They say don't let people touch your jewelry. If somebody was able to buy this from my wife, Lord forbid something happened to me and this becomes an heirloom, this is copper, Rich, right? Or my energy. If these bracelets could talk, the shit that these bracelets been through, bro, the things that these bracelets seen, if my jewelry could talk, it has absorbed life force energy in the form of quartz crystal, platinum, white gold, copper. All of these are encapsulated. My energy is consecrated in these artifacts. That's why they call heirlooms. They're relics and whatnot.
The relics,
he could conjure the energy from that.
Powerful.
Like a piece like this, you know what I'm saying? This hand woven is already telling the cosmic narrative. Like a piece like this, they comes from Nepal, right? They got their mythology encased in their artwork. You feel me? All of this is already telling the story, but then it's additionally added to my story because they like, I seen that on Blue when he was on such and such. You feel me? So it's these things that become relics that are identified with either one of your experiences, the fact that it has your energy encased in it, or it's telling, it's multi-tiered, it's telling a story. That ring that Pac got, the 5-point ring, is, Pac, and that's not even a 5-pointed star. that all of the other rappers have duplicated. That was just the crown piece.
Right.
So he immerses himself and embellishes himself in the spirit of these particular character because he always goes into character. And he has a fascination with Pac, I think specifically because Pac was a thespian that was in character, and he knows Pac was in character. You
As
know
a
what I'm saying?
thespian, you know.
And like I said, you can lose yourself in a role and find yourself there as well. Sometimes people lose themselves only to find themselves in a role. Like you have to lose yourself sometimes in order to find yourself in the role. Like, oh, that's who I was all along. I thought I was playing a role, but this was the role of a lifetime because this was about me to begin with.
It was role written for you.
It was a
Yeah.
role.
Some
It was
people got to
written,
walk into their roles or their characters.
right? So
Very good point, Blue. Very good point.
Yeah.
it's the artistry aspect of these artists are getting lost in character, and then people are attempting to bring them back from level 3. And then some people is like, nah, I like it down here, and then corporations are like, no, we need them down there. You
Right.
feel me? And then they always have these stories. The artist's fan base is always trying to get the old version of them back, and they gone. They
And I
like, I
want
don't
to
even
add
know who
one
that
thing.
person is. Yes.
I want to put on the record that carbon, or what you would call diamonds, right? These diamonds that are mined in the quote unquote conditions of the Congo and places, right?
Right.
That oppressive energy of the miners who are dying inside of the mines, they get crushed, they have to swallow diamonds sometimes. All of this atrocities going on in places like Africa and Central America and South America. So when you see people in the States with those diamonds on getting murked, right, getting a shit pushed back, getting killed, always bringing some type of bad energy is drawn
Right.
to these people who are dripping in diamonds and whatnot. You have to ask yourself, are those blood diamonds, is that carbon encapsulating that quote unquote trauma and that pain and that death from the people who are handling it? And then the people that are cutting it and doing whatever they're doing, their hands are not clean either. So all of these hands are on top of these diamonds that you wearing on your chain and your watch and your ring, and then all of these negative things that happen in the people that are iced out. All of these things are happening because niggas is dying with their diamonds on. It ain't even like they just robbing people.
So look at this.
Another good point.
Another
good point. Very good
blood
point.
diamonds with blood money.
Yeah, blood money.
Then won't that equal blood? And then people end up bloody for their diamonds because now somebody want to rob it and snatch it.
Right.
And if the cycle continues, it's like Nas can make a song about it. It's like the Gap.
Let me ask y'all this. We had something called the Verses a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Considering what Drake offers and brings to the game with the R&B and the hip hop, who would y'all pick in a Versus battle? Drake or LL Cool J? 20 rounds.
Nobody's beating LL Cool J.
Nobody's fucking with LL. The energy, bro.
Energy. Yeah, I went to see him at Rock the Bells last year. His energy is unreal. And he did 2 sets. That's how many hits he had. He had 2 segments. He did one, stopped and let somebody else go, and came back and did a whole nother set for another hour and change. Non-stop, like motion, moving. He got form, motion movements. Like he ain't standing still for nothing. And he got hit after hit after hit. And you really understand that he is aspect of a GOAT that people may overlook, but he's one of the baddest to do it in the genre. In terms of, again, we're looking at accomplishments. How well was someone able to craft a narrative, create a lane, and traject themselves generation after generation where they have an impact? And we see a aspect of them going on their hero's journey, and they're making art from that, encased around that. So with LL to me is a hip hop god. You feel me?
Look, a carbon copy can't beat the source. Drake drew from other artists to become Drake, right? And not to say that LL did not. I'm sure that he did. But LL is source. He's primal source, right? There's no LL before LL.
Right.
You feel me? So he'll be able to channel a lot of that primal force energy. He's an energy god. he is a master performer, and he, you know, them hits, bro. Them hits is
Remember when LL battled Cannabis? Remember Cannabis was supposed to be like the new greatest
he was
lyricist
him,
out.
right?
You know what I
He's
mean?
supposed to be him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Till he ran
He was
Interesting.
up
supposed to
against
be
that
him.
microphone and that arm. It was different.
No,
That
indeed.
battle was
Indeed.
different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It was him.
Yeah. No.
So now the boy, now Drake got all of the blogs posting all of this sassy, aggressive stuff, caution signs, nuclear bomb shelter things, and everything.
All types
You
of,
know,
man.
it's coming tonight. You know what I mean? It's coming tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Shout out to everybody. I haven't had a time to shout y'all out, but shout out to everybody with the super chats. Just been in my zone talking to Red and Blue. It's been a great show. We
$1 million
definitely
question.
dropping. Yes.
Because we both know these ladies men, right? They
Yes.
gal chesters.
Yes.